Hello, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of how you can start to manipulate the data that you push into Google Data Studio by using calculated fields, which you can use for multiple different metrics or dimensions that you want to can create, and you can get quite advanced with them. For this one, it's quite a common requirement that we have for a lot of lead generation clients, where you maybe inquire on a website and then the actual sale occurs offline, and the value of that sale could be quite dynamic. So we use a sort of regressive model to understand what the average value of a client is worth, and look at what that lead to sale ratio is, and update those figures to get to an ROI off our AdWords spend. This is so we'll have a quick look at how we can create calculated fields and then use those calculated fields in a sum in order to get to that end figure. So when you're in Data Studio, you've got your report open. It's got your data sources. You can see here we've got variety of different sources. I'm just going to edit the AdWords source, and in here I've created the fields to save time already. So I believe the first field is trying to understand what the lead to sale ratio is here. So you can see I've created this lead to sale field. To add a field, you simply click add a field, and it'll bring up this interface that we're going to have a quick look at. I've set it up as just to record a number. So here, you got the field name, which is lead to sale. Every field has a unique ID, so you can rename that, and you don't have to worry about your data then changing on the front end of the report as well. So just to do this from scratch, what we're essentially wanting to do here is we're going to take the total number of conversions, which are our leads, and we know that around 11%, which is 0.11, of those conversions or leads do turn into a sale. You get a little sort of validation signal down here to tell you if the syntax is correct or incorrect. Obviously, sort of play around with that if you're having problems. So we can go ahead and finish with that field. We've managed to get that. If we go back in and go to our fields again, the next calculation we want to do from our lead to sale is trying to understand the client value. So if we look for our sale value field, which is here, we know here, so we've got the lead to sale calculated field that we've created, hence why we've done it in that step. So if we start typing in lead to sale, we can see that our calculated field will pop up straight away. And we know, I don't know, for argument's sake, the average value of a customer could be £6,000. So we're just going to multiply that end ratio to by £6,000 to get a monetary value of what that piece of business might be worth. So the next field we need to create is our net gain from those clients, or raw gain, I think I've called it here. Which is essentially the sort of first part of your ROI calculation, but it won't allow you to aggregated data in the same formula. So for an overly complicated reason, which I'm not sure why they do, we have to separate that out into different calculated fields. I'm sure there's a very, very useful explanation for that, but I've yet to find it. So here we're just taking that sale value that we created last time, minusing the cost as the sort of first part of our ROI calculation. And then we've got our final ROI number. We're going to here is that raw gain field, just divided by the cost. So classic ROI calculation, and again we're sort of displaying that just as a number. You can display it as a monetary value if you want. However you want to display it, just click on the drop down and you can choose the percentage, however you choose to report ROI. So ultimately, as you can see here, we end up with this really important field for all clients, which is what are they getting back for their advertising spend. So £1,403 spent in the last 30 days, resulted in 14 leads. Technically 1.4 or just over of those will have turned into customers. Times that by 6,000 gives us a number, divided it by the cost, and it gives us a ratio for every pound that we spend, we get £5.60 back. So really useful information to clients. Dead easy to set up, and extremely powerful, and doesn't require you to be a data scientist in order to get there either. So again, just showing the power of Google Data Studio and what is capable and how that can be a little bit more insightful than some of the analytics data and AdWords data out of the box.